Have you ever last minute invited a bunch of people over, but then think, wait, what am I gonna serve? No worries. I'm Krista, and today on the Socio in the Kitchen, I have 4 super simple, easy appetizers that you can literally pull out of your hat or your pantry. Okay, so the first appetizer we're gonna make, it's a hot dip. We have 2 main ingredients here. I happen to have some leftover goat cheese. So the first step is just to kind of put it right here in the center of our baking dish. And then we're gonna take our spoon and just kind of press it down a little bit. But we wanna be sure that we keep kind of a little gully around the side. That's where our marinara sauce is gonna go. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Next step is the marinara. We're gonna carefully pour it around the side. Any marinara sauce will do, just like that. And this is gonna get nice and gooey in the oven. Looks good. Now we're just gonna take some oregano because I have some here. A little sprinkle. Basil, again, just because I happen to have some in my pantry. And that's it. 2 main ingredients, some spice. We're gonna pop this guy in the oven for 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. And while it's baking, we're gonna keep making our other appetizers. So the next appetizer we're gonna make is an apple crostini. Everyone's cutting out the carbs these days, so this is a great alternative. It doesn't have very many ingredients either, probably stuff you have in your refrigerator. Apple, cheese, bacon, pepper, we're good to go. So the first step is to cut our apple. I'm gonna use this handy dandy little slicer here. There we go. We'll take these out. And we're actually gonna cut these a little bit thinner because they're a little bit thick right now. Literally just cut it in half, just like that. And the next step is to put these on a little baking sheet here. I have it lined with parchment paper just so the cheese doesn't stick and less mess for me to clean up later. So the next thing is bacon. I happen to have some left over from breakfast the other morning. We're gonna crunch it up into little pieces. So I literally had to hide this bacon from my husband. So we have our bacon chopped up here. The next step is cheese. I have cheddar cheese, so that's what I'm gonna use. We'll take a slice and we're just gonna kind of break it into some pieces and lay it right on the apple. The next step is to add that delicious bacon. Crumble it right on top, pile it on as much as each apple will hold. All right, these guys are done. We're gonna pop them in the oven along with our dip for about 10 minutes. Okay, so our next appetizer is one I picked up in Spain. It's actually an olive skewer. I have black olives, some jumbo green olives, pepperoni, sun-dried tomato, and I have some Gouda cheese. So the first step in the process is to take our olives and cut them in half. So we'll get a couple of guys out here. There we go. And we're just gonna start by cutting them in half. Just like that. Then we'll take our skewer, toothpick, any kind is good. Pop it in there. And then you just kind of choose from your ingredients here. I'm gonna go pepperoni, and then maybe a little sun-dried tomato. Close the olive. Voila, instant appetizer. And I'm just gonna keep making these while we wait for our things to finish in the oven. And the main ingredient in our 4th appetizer, popcorn. Complete blank slate. We're gonna jazz this up and everyone's gonna love it. We have some pretzels and the star of the show, ranch dip. So for the popcorn, just follow the instructions on the package. And our next step is to melt about 2 pads of butter in the microwave. So while that's melting, we're gonna go ahead and dump our popcorn out. Next, we're gonna take about a handful or 2 of pretzels. And these are kind of big ones, so we'll just break them up a little bit. Then we're gonna add in some butter. Drizzle right like that. And the good stuff, I love this stuff. I keep it in the pantry all the time. We'll just do a hefty little shake and we'll toss it up. And we'll add a little bit more of the butter. Drizzle it around there. That really helps the ranch stick to the popcorn and the pretzels. Another good dousing. More is always better. So we have one last step for our apples, and that's to drizzle a little bit of maple syrup, or you can use pancake syrup, whatever you have. We're just gonna drizzle a little bit over each one. We're gonna plate these, and then it's time for the party to start. And here are 4 easy apps, all made in under an hour. You can find these recipes and more on DeSocioInTheKitchen.com. Party on! Bacon.